Okay, I'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Then I'll start my session. Mm, okay. Can I start? Okay. Yeah. I will start this session. Mm, yeah. I'll share my screen. Then I'll start. uh, yeah. For attendance purpose, I think some of the names which are not recognized, I cannot recognize. 1FK CP something. Uh, Kindly change it to your name and USN. So otherwise attendance cannot be given. Okay. So it will be difficult. Okay. We'll start. I will share my screen and we'll start. Okay. Okay. Yeah. In the last class, we studied about the cutoff wavelength and the mode field diameter as well as part size, and we concluded the model 1. So in part A, your module 2 is signal degradation in optical fibers. So whenever you are sending an optical signal over the optical fiber, some sort of attenuation and degradation happens to that particular signal, so that we have to study in case of this. So it is one of the important parameter. Your degradation is one of the important parameter. In that degradation, signal attenuation is one kind of thing. Yeah, signal attenuation is an important property of an optical fiber. So it is also considered as fiber loss or signal loss. So signal attenuation and fiber loss are one and the same. Yeah, signal attenuation. Why we need to study the signal attenuation. So we'll be knowing what distance your signal travels from transmitter to the receiver. So if you know the distance between the transmitter and the receiver, so you can decide where you can keep your repeaters, because if the signal attenuates after 1 kilometer completely, there is there you need to put your repeaters constantly after 1 kilometer. So before you actually put your repeaters at regular intervals, so you should know to what distance your signal power will transmit in optical domain. So to know that, you have to study the characteristics of your signal when it transmits over the length of the fiber. So this signal attenuation gives the maximum distance between transmitter and receiver. So attenuation also determines the number of repeaters required. Maintaining a repeater is a costly affair. So if your signal is getting attenuated on regular basis, then you need to keep repeaters at regular intervals. When you keep repeaters at regular intervals, obviously your communication becomes costly. So repeater, yeah, I think you have studied repeaters in digital communication. It consists of two things. One is amplifier, another one is a filter. Amplifier is to boost your signal. So in this case, in optical domain, it boosts your optical signal, and as well as it consists of a filter. So filter is to remove the noise. So if there is any noise added in between, so to remove noise, filter is used. Apart from that, for amplification also there. Amplification as well as filter are the part of it. Okay, along with attenuation, there is something called as a distortion. Both signal attenuation as well as signal distortion lead to the signal degradation. So we are studying signal degradation in optical fibers in this particular module. So in that, first is signal attenuation. Second is distortion. So you have already seen signal distortion. When a signal distort, then the adjacent pulses will get overlapped. That is what you have studied in digital communication. Similarly, in optical domain also, there is something called a distortion for optical signal. So as the signal pulse travels over the fiber length, so if there is any distortion, the adjacent pulse will go into overlap, because the pulse which get disturbed will broaden its length. When it broadens its length, there is an overlap between the adjacent pulses. When there is an overlap between the adjacent pulses, signal domain will be different. So on the left side, you can see there is a waveform which I have written. So in case of ASK, one is represented with some amplitude. In case of 0, amplitude will be at 0. So again at 1, I have represented. So similarly, if you have used ASK waveform for modulation in optical domain also, it looks a similar one. This is an amplitude distribution. So if there is any distortion, there is an overlap between the adjacent pulses. If this overlaps, then at the receiver side, there are chances that 1 may be decoded as 0, 0 may be decoded as 1. So there is a wrong decoding may happen. So that's why you have to consider signal distortion also along with your signal attenuation. Signal attenuation and signal distortion both will lead to the signal degradation. So both you have to study. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Yeah. So one by one we'll go. So after sufficient length, the broad pulses starts overlapping with adjacent pulses, because due to distortion, this creates an error in the receiver. Hence, the distortion limits in the information carrying capacity of the fiber. There should be some limit for that distortion, so that then only you can send your optical signal. Okay. So one by one we will study. First, I will go through attenuation. Then I'll go to the distortion. Okay. The basic definition of your attenuation is given like this. Attenuation is a measure of decay of optical signal strength, or the loss of light power, that occurs as light pulses propagate through the length of the fiber. When a signal travels along the length of the fiber, so the decay of the power present in it is called as an attenuation. So you lost some power over the length of the fiber. Maybe after 1 kilometer, there may be a 1 dB loss, there may be a 2 dB loss. So that itself is called as an attenuation in optical domain. So there are two ways. Right. There are two ways in which an attenuation can be dealt. One is absorption, another one is scattering losses. From both absorption and scattering losses, so you will get your attenuation. So what is absorption? So you have, while manufacturing, you have used a silicon dioxide for glass preparation, and the same thing is used for your core manufacturing, as well as for cladding manufacturing. Silicon dioxide along with some germanium dioxide you might have used. So these materials have the inherent property of absorbing some light in it. So because due to the absorption of the light within your fiber, will leads to the attenuation. Okay, so that is absorption. Absorption is not the external thing. Absorption is due to the internal material itself. The material whatever you used for manufacturing, if it leads to the absorption of signal, then it is called as absorption. So it is from core and cladding. The absorption is within the core and cladding. So scattering is from the structural imperfections within the fiber. So if there is any crack in between, if you have bent something, so then whenever the optical signal is going, if it encounters a bending, or if it encounters some imperfections within the fiber, then the signal will scatter. Just the signal scatters in your wireless domain. So similarly, in fiber also, there are chances of scattering. So if the signal scatter, there are chances of some power may get into cladding, which eventually leads to the loss in the power. So both absorption as well as scattering will lead to the signal attenuation. If a signal attenuates, if the signal attenuation is more, you need more number of repeaters. When you need more number of repeaters, the system will be costly. That is the thing. So that's why we are studying absorption and scattering. Yeah, one by one we'll go. First, your absorption. Absorption is again dependent on two things. One is the characteristics of the glass, the characteristics of the materials used for manufacturing. The other one is the wavelength of the light. Wavelength of the light means in the first class I have explained that the wavelength what we have used what we will use for light pulse is 0.8 micrometer to, yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, there is a doubt. Yeah, you can ask. Who is that? 420. Yeah. Yeah, when muted you 420 16 EC 420. Yeah, you can ask your question. Yeah, 16 EC 420. Yeah, sir, I have a doubt. What is that doubt? Yeah, unmuted you. You can ask. Yeah. So if there is any, if there is anything you want to ask, you can ask in your chat room. Yeah, I will share my screen. Am I audible? Hello. Yeah. Yeah.
Desperately trying to get back to her own dreams. Wesley's giant love. They're just love. One detention took a bunch of outcasts into allies.
So it was a decade of sentimental dribble.
Okay, I'll share my screen. Yeah. I've explained that absorption is due to two things. One is from wavelength of the light along with the characteristics of the glass. So wavelength of the light is so it is in the range of 0.8 micrometer to 1.7 micrometer. You can use any wavelength within that particular range. So at certain wavelengths, the fiber material have these properties of absorbing more compared to other wavelength that we'll see in the next page. So at certain wavelengths the absorption will be less, at certain wavelength absorption will be more. That is what I will explain in the next page. So the fiber attenuation is governed by the materials from which it is fabricated. Yeah, that is what I explained. Attenuation loss is measured in dB per kilometer. It may be expressed in dB or it may be expressed in dB per kilometer. So dB per kilometer is after 1 kilometer what is the loss in your power in terms of dB. So for that, for measuring of attenuation, you have an attenuation units. So as the attenuation leads to the loss of power along the fiber, the output power is significantly less than the optical power P naught of 0. So P naught of 0 is the power at the origin. That means at the transmitter. So at the transmitter, Z is equal to 0. So P of 0 is the optical power at the transmitter. P of Z is the optical power after Z kilometers, maybe after 10 kilometers, maybe after 20 kilometers. So after some kilometers, your receiver will be there. So if you want to measure the optical power at the receiver, then it is a P of Z. Or if you want to measure the power in between, so you can use that Z value, P of Z. You can use. So P of Z is calculated using P of 0 into e raised to minus alpha P Z. Minus alpha P is attenuation, fiber attenuation constant per kilometer, alpha P. So we are interested in alpha P itself. So in order to find how much of attenuation happens after a kilometer, Z is the distance where you want to measure the power, or it is the distance between transmitter and the receiver. So if you solve that first equation, you end up with alpha P is equal to 1 by Z natural log of P of 0 by P of Z. Okay, so in terms of dB per kilometer, it can also be solved using 1 by Z 10 log of P of 0 divided by P of Z. Okay, that is alpha dB per kilometer. So Z is there in the denominator, so that is why it is dB per kilometer. If you remove Z, then it will be only alpha dB. Okay, so if you know the attenuation constant per kilometer, alpha P, if you know alpha P, this is a natural algorithm. So if you know alpha P, alpha dB per kilometer can be easily found from the expression 5, which I have written on the left side, 4.343 into alpha. Normally this is not the case, so alpha P will not be given. So you have to find, you will be knowing P of 0, or you have to find P of Z, or you will be knowing P of Z, you have to find P of 0, or both you will be knowing P of 0 and P of Z, you need to find Z. So these are the three cases. So yeah, we'll go one by one. So attenuation will be measured. So attenuation will be measured, that's absorption and the scattering, both can be measured using alpha. Okay, in the next page, yeah, here is a window. This is called a graph where it shows the attenuation versus wavelength. Okay, so this is wavelength in terms of nanometer. So on the x-axis, on the y-axis, it is the attenuation in terms of dB. Okay, this is attenuation in terms of dB. This is wavelength in terms of nanometer. Okay, these are the windows. So windows means, so as we have explained, the range of optical signal is from 0.8 micrometer, that is 800 nanometer, so into 1.7 micrometer, right? So that's what we have plotted on the x-axis, and we have taken a window called as first window, second window, and third window. Window is the operating this is normally called as an operating window. Operating window is kind of, it is not a fixed wavelength, the wavelength range in which you operate. So you may be operating from 0.8 micrometer to 0.85 micrometer, or you may be operating from 0.8 micrometer to 0.9, just like you describe your bandwidth instead of frequency. When you are measuring, when you are explaining bandwidth, you will be explaining that you will be working from 900 megahertz to 915 megahertz. So like that, similarly in terms of wavelength, if you are operating around about 0.8 to 0.82, this is called as one window. In this case, yeah, in this case 1.1 micrometer to 1.25 micrometer, or 1100 nanometer. So that is another window. So like that, you have three different windows here which have written. So assume that you are operating in one of the windows, maybe first window or second window or third window. So there is a graph which is written above it. So that actually tells you the attenuations in terms of wavelength. So if you are operating at 800 nanometer, that is 0.8 micrometer, your attenuation will be somewhere around about 2 dB. Okay, somewhere around about 2 dB. So it goes on. So as your wavelength increases, your attenuation decreases. So it decreases to a very lesser extent up to 0.2 dB, or it may go now nowadays it is 0.1 dB per kilometer. It may go up to 0.1 dB. Again, it increases. So at some certain point, it has increased and again it has decreased. So this actually gives an insight that, so if you are operating very near to 1400, maybe at 1.35 or 1400 nanometer, 1.35 micrometer, or that, your second window will, yeah, there is a question. I'll just check it. Okay, what is your question? Okay. Yeah, don't ask any personal questions. Yeah, just okay. Otherwise, I will close the chat. Okay, we'll share the screen. Yeah. Okay, at 1400 nanometer, so you observe that there is attenuation which will be more, which is a maximum attenuation you will get. So if you are operating at 1400, that is you are sending your optical signal around about 1400 nanometer, then your attenuation will be more. So that means that means more number of repeaters are required if you are operating in that particular region. But it is not fixed that you should not operate at 1400 nanometer. Yeah, because sometimes at 1400 nanometer your bending losses will be less, so you should check. So it is not only attenuation. So while selecting an operating wavelength, so you should consider all that. So in case of, if you are operating at 1100 nanometer, your attenuation is less, maybe bending losses are more, so there may be contradictory things may happen. So you have to check all the things and then finalize your operating wavelength. That is for a designer. Okay. Yeah, in the last page, I was given an expression for finding the attenuation, for finding the attenuation. We'll go ahead for solving a few problems, because normally problems will be asked in exam, or they may ask related to attenuation. Okay, the theory related to attenuation. It is a 2A question. Yeah. A low loss fiber has an average loss of 3 dB per kilometer at 900 nanometer. Compute the length over which a power decreases by 50%, over which the power decreases by 75%. Okay. So here alpha is given. 3 dB per kilometer is alpha. Power decreases by 50%. That means the remaining power will be 50%. So P of 0 divided by P of Z is the remaining energy, the remaining power, that is 50%. So it is 0.5. Just substitute the values given in your attenuation unit. That is alpha is equal to 1 by Z, 10 log of P of 0 by P of Z. Substitute, you end up with Z is equal to 1 kilometer. That means that after 1 kilometer for this configuration, your power is decreased by 50%. That means after 2 kilometer, maybe after 2.5 kilometer, completely your signal strength will go down. That means you have to use repeaters after 2.5. That is the meaning. So second case is power decreases by 75%. Then you have to find your Z. So power decreases by 75% means the remaining power, that is P0 divided by P of Z, that is the remaining power. The remaining power is 25%. 100 minus 75%, that is 25%, which will be remaining. If you use that value in your alpha, you end up with Z is equal to 2 kilometer. That means after 1 kilometer, your signal decreases by 50%. After after 2 kilometer, your signal decreases by 75%. There is another question. Wait, I'll take a question if there is. Don't send anything like. Yeah. Use chat room for constructive purpose, not for these purposes. I will block otherwise. Okay, this is the last one. Okay. Okay. Next one. When mean optical power launched into an 8 kilometer length of fiber is 12 microwatt, the mean optical power at the fiber output is 3 microwatt. So you should determine the overall signal attenuation in dB and the overall signal attenuation for a 10 kilometer optical link using the same fiber with splices at 1 kilometer intervals, each giving an attenuation of 1 dB. So that is the optical power is given. Optical power Z is equal to 8 kilometer. P of 0 is 120 microwatt. This is given. So that is P of 0 is at the initial side. So P of Z is given. That is the output power, P of Z. After 8 kilometers, the remaining power will be 3 microwatt. So wait a minute. Yeah, we'll proceed. Okay. So Z is 8 kilometer, P of 0 is 120 micrometer, P of Z is 3 micrometer, which is given. So use that value to find alpha. So alpha, you will get 16.0 dB if you use P of 0 and the P of Z. P of 0 is 120 and P of Z is 3. Substitute, you will get alpha. Here observe that there is no Z at the denominator. Alpha is equal to only 10. It is not divided by Z because he has asked you to find only the overall signal attenuation, that is in terms of dB. He has not asked to find dB per kilometer. When he has asked to find dB per kilometer, you have to use the Z, 10 divided by Z. That is not there. So this gives alpha dB. After 8 kilometer, the attenuation is 16.0 dB. So if you want per kilometer divided by 8, then you will get per kilometer. Okay. So in the second case, your signal attenuation for a 10 kilometer optical link using a fiber. For a 10 kilometer link, what is the attenuation you have to find? So to find that, first to find per kilometer, alpha dB is equal to 16.02 divided by Z, and then divide by 8. So it will be 2 dB per kilometer. So 16 dB for 8 kilometer means 2 dB per kilometer is your overall attenuation. Then 2 dB into 10 will give you 20 dB. Okay, it's a 20 dB. Then this is the 20 attenuation in 10 kilometer will be 20 dB, but he has asked to find along with you have to consider the splicing. Read the question again. The overall signal attenuation for a 10 kilometer optical link using the same fiber with splices at 1 kilometer. Splicing means when you want splicing means you are you are joining the fibers. So assume that you have 10 pieces of optical fiber, so each of 1 kilometer, each of 1 kilometer length. Now you want to send your optical signal to 10 kilometers. After you want to your receiver is at 10 kilometer. Now you have to join your optical fibers which are of 1 kilometer each. So while joining, the process used while joining is called as splicing. So during splicing there will be some losses will be there. So those losses he has given, those losses he has considered it as 1 dB will be lost after 1 kilometer. So for that purpose, you have to consider the splicing loss also. Along with your 20 dB loss after 10 kilometer, there is a 10 kilometer thing for splicing loss will be 9 dB. So splicing loss will be 9 dB because after each kilometer there will be one splicing. At the end of 10 kilometer, there is no connection. So you will get 9 splices instead of 10 splices. So 1 to 2 kilometer, one splicing, 2 to 3 kilometer, one splicing, 3 to 4 kilometer, one splicing, 4 to 5. So from 9 to 10, there is only one splicing. After 10, there is nothing. So after 10 kilometer, you have 9 dB. 9 dB loss will be there that you have to add. So 20 dB plus 9 dB will total 29 dB is the loss. That is what I've written here. So if you can go through, if you have any questions, you can ask later. So attenuation 20 dB plus 9 dB losses will be there. So third question is a continuous 12 kilometer long optical fiber link has a loss of 1.5 dB per kilometer. What is the minimum optical power level that must be launched into the fiber to maintain as optical power level of 0.3 microwatt at the receiving end? So that means you have to find P of Z in your equation. Z is given 12 kilometer, alpha is 1.5 dB per kilometer, P of 0 is 0.3 microwatt. All the things are given, just you have to find P of Z. Alpha is given, just substitute, we'll end up with the P of Z is equal to 4.76 into 10 raised to minus 9 watt. Okay, so next is you have to find P of 0, that is B1 is P of 0, you have to find that. Just you know the P of P of Z, you have to find P of 0, just substitution in the same equation. So the last thing is optical power launched, which I think we'll stop at this point because a session may end. It's nearing the ending time. So if you have any questions now, you can ask. Okay, I will stop my share. Okay. Okay, unmute manage participants. Okay, if you have any questions, I will unmute you. You can ask now. Yeah, any questions? Any questions? So if you don't have any questions, I will stop. Okay, be there for 1 or 2 minutes. I will record your attendance and then you can end. Then I will end my meeting. Okay. Yeah, just be there for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, I have taken your attendance. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask now. Who's that? 420. Yeah, you have some questions, right? You can ask. Have you understood?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Okay. Okay, then we'll start. Then I will stop. Okay, I will end my meeting.